Yay! We're here.
Yes, honey, the Queen Diva's back. I ain't been back since, I haven't been on here since 2020, but I'm back, y'all. I've been summoned.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's good. You know, how's everybody doing?
Child, I'm exhausted, okay? But I'm sanctified, filled with the Holy Spirit. You've heard me. I got my little incense burning because I don't know who's, you feel me? Let me stop, okay? I've been doing pretty good. Actually, I think this is my first time being back since I graduated. So post-grad life has been something else, but we're hanging in there. How are y'all?
Yeah, this winter has been crazy for me, like work-wise, but things are settling in. So, I got a new job recently, so I start the 31st, and my salary significantly higher than last year. So I'm very happy about that.
Okay, congrats on the new job.
Thank you. But I'm
Janelle,
tired.
how are you?
I'm just tired. So I was like, but I'll get together. Like once I start a new job and I get settled into that, I'll be good.
Well, I've been surviving on Marianne. I'm ready to tell my story because COVID has taken over my whole house for the holidays. So, but she's here.
She's cute.
We're just gonna continue with the forward movement, but happy to be here and thank you for having me.
No problem. And it's nice to meet you, Janelle. It's nice to meet you. Well, I guess we can go ahead and get started since we're talking about our New Year's stuff and whatnot. Maybe we can go around and kind of share our New Year's goals or just some things you want to try this year, things that you haven't tried already, or maybe if even some things that you want to continue to improve on or grow in this year.
Okay. I'll go first. Y'all know I got a Leo Mercury. Let's get into it. All right, so you can get all this voluptuous. Okay. What my goals are. I think for me personally, I want to stop shrinking myself to be more digestible. I'm an emotional person. I have a lot of feelings, and I just want to be around people that I don't have to restrain myself with. That's the first one. Second one, getting my business off the ground. I'm doing great. I'm thriving. Love to see it. And then I don't know, just being surrounded by positive people. You know me, I'm kind of introverted, but I will network when it comes to law, politics, and stuff like that. So trying to be more open. I don't know how that's gonna go because I'll be reading energy and y'all hoes be a little energetically off. But yeah, those are my goals. If I lose weight, great. If I don't, that's awesome because I'm still a baddie, period.
Of course.
Those are my goals.
I'll go. So kind of expanded on it, starting this new chapter in my career. So something I'm looking forward to. I've been dating more, so that's been something I want to continue to do and kind of continue to get to know myself in that arena, because I know there are certain things that I like, and then I'm finding certain things that I don't quite particularly like. I've had good dates and bad dates. I was actually dating this one guy for about 3 or 4 months, and then we both mutually decided to split up. It was very mutual, and we're both still cool with each other now. So that's one thing that I've been thinking about. I think another thing is, being that I got this new job, I'm still living in my apartment, but I'm thinking after my lease ends, I'm thinking of moving into another apartment because my salary is higher now. So I'm thinking of moving to a more upgraded apartment, and preferably near, the building where my office is located, which honestly, the office is located 5 minutes away. So I don't really have to do much. And on top of that, we'd be working from home most of the week anyways due to COVID. But at the same time, it's just I've been in this our apartment in the space going on 2 years now. And I'm like really thinking like, do I really want to keep staying here and like being in this comfort zone, or do I want to try something else? So that's something I've been kind of juggling with too. And I think most importantly, spiritually wise, is just really focusing on my inner being, doing a lot of inner child work, something that I was doing, then I kind of neglected it, not because I wanted to, but you know, life was happening. So I was kind of put in like survival mode for the past couple months until I got this new paying job now. So now that I'm like more secure in like the financial piece, now it's just like, okay, let's get back to what matters. So that's something that, well, some things that I want to focus on this year. And I know some other stuff's gonna pop up this year. I'm gonna be like, hey, I want to focus on that too. But as of right now, that's kind of like what's on my mind.
As far as me, just enjoying my time, being a lot more selfish with my time and embracing the laws of attraction. What else? Embracing the blessings that COVID has bestowed upon me as far as snatching this 15 pounds. So trying to work out and be slightly healthier, slightly. And those are like really literally, I just want this year to be all about me. I have sacrificed 36 years of my life doing for others and being there for others. And I always used to think that, you know, as long as everyone else is good, I'm good. That used to be my mantra, and it's not, you know. So literally giving all that energy I've given to so many people back to myself is my goal for this year.
She doesn't even look 36, so it's
oh yes, I do.
You look great for your age.
Okay, she has a Leo rising. Don't gas her too much. One of my other goals is to meet Janelle in person, because we always be FaceTiming. So yeah, that should have been said, Miss Girl. But anyway, no.
I'm coming to see your mother for her birthday. I might spend time with you, but I'm really there for your mammy.
Wow, I'm gonna call my mammy a mammy on the air. That is
mammy.
Rude. Wow. Well, take my glasses off because, oh my God.
Oh my Lord. This is amazing.
You better call on them. Yes, Lord. Ooh. I have to take my glasses off.
Holy Spirit.
You know how they say knock your socks? The child knock your socks off, baby. I had to take my glasses off. They was not my glasses off.
This is a mess. But I guess another question I would have is that being that we all, you know, are very spiritual people, so maybe like go into a little more depth of, and either one of you can answer this question, of how you both like started your spiritual paths, your spiritual journeys, and you know, how has it impacted you thus far?
Not the ears ringing as soon as you ask that question. Lord
Come
Jesus.
on, spirits.
Warm hand off to Ashley.
My ears have been ringing all week. So.
Sorry, speaking of spiritual, I'm like handling business stuff. Janelle, can you go first if you don't mind?
I've always been very religious since I was younger because I was the only child and sometimes I would be alone. So I would talk to God a lot. And as I've gotten older, I've gotten less religious and just focused more on spirituality and just really myself and just growing and being more emotionally intelligent and just pretty much keep your snaps to yourself. I'm so awkward with this stuff because spirituality is different for everyone. But as far as that goes, I just really, I pray every morning. I thank my ancestors and my guides, and I try to be the best that I could be every day. And that's about it for me.
Well, I think I'll go then. This is a very long story, but I'll try to condense it. I'm like you know, I grew up in a religious home, not strictly religious, because I've had family members from Baptist, Pentecostal, Catholic, you know, atheist, you know, very spiritual. So various aspects of, you know, religion and spirituality. So it wasn't necessarily strict, but, you know, I was raised by my mother and my grandmother, and they were very devout Southern Baptist Christian women. Over the years, though, my mom, she started to adapt, some occult, beliefs, like especially with astrology, very recently, which I find to be very interesting. But for the most part, it's pretty much like a very Baptist upbringing. And I think my spiritual awakening came due to my struggles with anxiety and depression, dealing with that since I was 15 or 16. And, it was amplified, while I was at Meredith. That's how I met Ashley. Ashley and I both went to college together. So, but, looking back on that, it's just like, I probably would have never gotten to know myself spiritually or even had like that thought of going deep within spiritually had it not been for that time at Meredith where, I was like going through this rough patch, like discovery and, just learning myself while also, trying to get a degree, which is already grueling in of itself. But I think it really kind of forced me to go within, but in the grand scheme of things, is one of the best things that really happened to me. And, it's not always perfect. I'm still learning about myself, but that's what basically life is about. It's not a linear journey. It's a spiral. And, you have to go through those dips and curves and ups and downs in order to like really discover fully who you are. And you may not ever know, fully who you really truly are in one lifetime. That's why, reincarnations, karmic debt and all that other stuff comes in. But I think right now, in comparison to how I was almost 6 or 7 years ago, I've seen a great amount of growth, spiritual growth over the years. And that's something I'm really proud of.
I'm proud of you because we're going to get to the astrology part in a second. I'm a slander Pisces. That's just an upcoming disclaimer. Y'all know how I feel. No, let me stop. So about my upbringing, let's see. So my mom is indigenous and my dad is Black. So my dad's side of the family, heavy Southern Baptist. My mom's side of the family, Baptist as well. But since we are indigenous, we did always go to like ceremonies. So like, burning sage. We've always been very spiritual people, and we are a matriarchal society. So we've always like placed emphasis on intuition, on motherhood and like clan mothers and stuff like that, and just knowing your ancestral line. So I can tell you back to my 13th times great grandmother. So I'm a proud descendant of Elizabeth the Nansemond. She's my 11 times great grandmother, and she was alive during the same time as Pocahontas. And she doesn't get talked a lot because she was Nansemond and they were still part of the Powhatan Confederacy. So I want to shout her out. I'm very proud to have her blood flowing through me. I am a 4th generation psychic and plant medicine, but I grew up Baptist, but I've always like questioned, me in class, like I've always just questioned things. I want to know why things are the way they are. And then with being an indigo child, like I'm a star seed. If y'all don't know what a star seed are, star seeds are not from Earth. We basically reincarnated from the 6th dimension to help shake up the matrix and I don't know, fuck the simulation up. So going to Meredith really helped me live in my purpose because I was always like protesting, questioning norms. It was stressful, like you said, depression, like from going to Meredith. I got a hormonal disorder and a couple of other things happened to me. But I've always been interested in astrology. My mom will be like, oh my God, you're such a Cancer. And I was like, what does that even mean? Like, what do you mean I'm such a Cancer? So just getting into astrology. I've always been psychic though. I didn't really tap into that gift until after I met my twin. I didn't start like seeing the angel numbers. And I'm thankful that I met him, even though this journey is very stressful. I just feel like I wouldn't be able to raise the consciousness of humanity if I didn't meet him. So I love him and I'm very grateful for him, even though he pisses me off. Sorry, that was long-winded. That's how.
Oh my God.
And that's on having ADHD, period.
So I guess, going off of that though, I know what Janelle said earlier, spirituality is different for different people, and that comes down to the meaning of it. So what does spirituality mean to you? And it could be just a phrase, it could be, like the intentionality behind it. What does spirituality overall mean to you?
Spirituality to me means like connecting to your higher self. Like anytime for me, I'm still insecure about my face. So like when I see like it's so round and it's so big, that's something. I have high cheekbones, but then when I look in the mirror, I'm like, I really am the embodiment of my ancestors. And like every time I do a reading, like I am living their legacy. Like I'm using my ancestral power to help people tap into their highest selves. I love crystals. I feel like they have the power. No, humans have the power to alchemize through crystals.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's all about inner magic. Just like right now, if I focus on this incense, like I have the power to change the direction of the smoke. Mm-hmm. So I think it's just all about tapping into your inner feminine, because we all have feminine and masculine energy. So like me, you're talking about inner like child work. I have a lot of inner masculine wounds because of my absent father, but working on it. But I have like my feminine energy is just like, it's there. So
must be nice. I wonder what that's like. I'm trying to see what that be like.
Yeah, Janelle's a little emotionally unavailable, but she's working on it, right, bestie?
Something like that.
She's come a long way. But I used to struggle, and as a water sign, you might be able to empathize with me. Mm-hmm. I used to struggle with like, because I was born to double Pisces, Jesus. Anytime somebody hurt my feelings, I would be like, oh my God, do I say something and get called emotional or sensitive, or do I just keep it to myself and act passive aggressive? So over the years, I've kind of learned how to better process my emotions and just understand that I'm not for everybody. So like me, I can't be friends or have a partner that is not emotionally aware. Like I need depth, I need intensity, because I'm an intense person. So I tend to attract a lot of narcissists, because narcs love a good empath. But over the years, I developed boundaries, and I have a healthy throat chakra now. Like if something hurts my feelings, I've learned that people may not understand our emotions, but just because they don't understand doesn't mean that they are invalid, if that makes sense. So that's what spirituality has taught me, to be open, to be yourself in the rawest, purest form. And that's what magic is. It's raw and it's pure.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm more into like the emotions and how spirituality makes my body feel. And I think a lot of that attributes to, my creative side. I'm a dancer, and I'm a musician, I'm a photographer. And a lot of that creativity kind of flows through me, and it creates kind of like some kind of sensory overload in my body, because it's something that is euphoric to me. It's something that I'm really passionate about. And I think another thing I've learned on my journey is like the ability to just breathe. When you live in like a fast-paced society, in a fast-paced world, especially when you're under, very stressful, intense situations, it's very hard for you to like just take a moment to just breathe. Mm-hmm. So I think something I really applied to my daily life is just practicing the art of mindful breathing. And going back to my water sign, I am a Pisces sun, I'm a Capricorn moon, so I kind of have a bit of a balance.
Mm-hmm.
But Capricorn moons, that's a very interesting placement, because the moon is the mother. And so most Cancer placements tend to have mother issues. But since Capricorn is a feminine sign, but it's represented by like the father. That's a very complex placement to have a moon. Capricorn moon, Aquarius moon, and Scorpio moon. It's very, very complex, I'm sure.
Yeah. I've been told that I'm very complex. I'm just kidding. But I tend to be complex about certain things, but I think one thing spirituality has helped me with is, that balance, this concept of like balance, balancing your masculine, your feminine energy, or, having a good balance of logic and emotions, because, being women, we tend to operate more from our emotional space than our logical space. It is nothing wrong with that. It's just the way that we are. But it's also good to employ like that logical aspect into like your decision making or the way you interact with people. And that's something, I've also been trying to continue to implement into my life as well. But I think overall spirituality to me is just the ability to accept and, how do I say this? Not necessarily integrate, but that is a good word to say, kind of like integrating all of who you are as a person, and just having like that thorough understanding that everything about you, your flaws, your strengths, your weaknesses, your imperfections, it makes up you and it's unique to who you are as a person. So that's how I see spirituality.
I guess that means it's my turn. I'm always so short-winded, but spirituality to me is self-love, giving back to yourself and getting closer to God. The biggest thing from that spirituality has done for me is help me learn to relinquish control, because I'm really one that needs structure and I need to know what's going on. I need a schedule. I need everything. And I want to know what my future is going to be like, because especially that pressure as a woman and a Black woman to do certain things and be great at a certain time, and people creating these timelines for you. You have your own timeline, and that's what spirituality has helped me with and helped me acknowledge that you are in the divine timing is real, and you just have to just respect the process and understand the process. So that's what spirituality is for me.
I got something to add real quick. Speaking about divine timing. At the time, when you go through stuff, at the time, it's like, Lord, why me? You just don't understand. And so I want to talk about my twin flame journey a little bit, because I can, and it's spiritual.
Ooh, Lord.
Shut up. When I first, my twin ghosted me, and I was very devastated. Kiana, you remember I called you crying. Like I was shook. I was shaking, crying, and throwing up. Never cry over another man though. But anyway, child. So my mom kept saying, I told you, you shouldn't have been on the phone with him so long. You shouldn't have did this. You shouldn't have did that. And this, and this. But I realized like everything happened how it was supposed to happen. Because, like I was history club president and this, and everybody just knew Ashley's going straight to law school right after. And it kind of just like spirit just had their way with my life. Like when I was writing my thesis a year ago, I would not envision that I would, be talking to spirits for a living, and my mom was like, you should have did this. And it's like, there's nothing that I could have done to prevent getting ghosted, and like prevent my true path. I feel like everything happens at the right time. And I don't believe in coincidence. I believe that everything is divinely orchestrated. So
I do too. Everything happens for
it's not, I don't believe in coincidences. Everything happens for a reason. So
yeah, I never really believe in coincidences either. And I think another thing is when you're going through certain situations, especially very tough situations, and in the midst of it, you just feel like there's like no end in sight. So you just carry like this kind of big burden on your shoulders. It's like, oh, when is this going to end? And, I've been going through kind of a tough season, for the past couple months, and things have gotten much better for me. But during that tough season, I think for me, it was kind of like, do I continue to sit around and mope about what I'm going through, or do I like try to focus on, the present moment and things that I can do to kind of build up towards, that future? And like you said, things happen, at the right time. And just like I was doing this whole job search thing, and I was like, oh my God, am I ever going to hear back from folks? And I wound up at that good time. This was like literally 2 weeks ago. I was getting like interviews like out of nowhere. And then last week I had kid you not, like 5 interviews in a row. And then that very last one was the one that worked out the best. And then that next day they called me and then they offered me the job. And I was like, wow, that just really happened at the right time where I least expected it. The things always happen when you least expected it. So it's kind of hard, we want to kind of like try not to restrict yourself to like a certain like timeline and just trying to like go by like solely our knowledge, but knowing that divinity is always in motion. It
Also, sorry, speaking of spirituality, I just got a download.
Yeah.
So rejection is protection. And I think a lot of the times when something doesn't happen, doesn't necessarily mean like, no doesn't mean no indefinitely. It could just mean like, not right now.
Mm.
So like at the time, I was like, oh my God, what a piece of shit. He blocked me. But then I realized, oh, okay, he had all these pregnancy scares. He had a lot going on. And so my ancestors were like, we're going to snatch you back. And I didn't understand. So it's not always meant to hurt you. It's what they say, it doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. So that's kind of like what I'm getting from that.
Yeah. And, in the midst of it, it's hard to like, have that realization. Because once you're going through a situation, it's like, like I just want it to be over, and that sort of thing. And then it's kind of like that saying where you always tend to find a lot of things out in hindsight. And looking back, especially particularly in my situation, it's like, wow, it was like whatever opportunities I was like working for, it just wasn't the right one. And then this one came along and it fit, my needs and what I was seeking, I was manifesting, and putting it out like to my ancestors. They were guiding me along the way. And that's another thing spiritually that I've been like really focusing on. It's like really like reaching to my ancestors more often, learning more about, their strengths and, the ways that, they're resilient. And try to bring that into my present life, and then carry it on. Like once I begin to have children, have a family and whatnot, I can teach them as well. And honestly, I was quite hesitant, to really dive into like ancestral veneration, like that understanding of that. And I think it does mainly come from my religious upbringing. Because you're not really taught to like seek out your ancestors, because in a way it's like, oh, you're going against God, but that's not what that is. So that's something I've been really diving deep into here lately as well.
Okay, so to me, like God is like the judge and your ancestors are your attorney. They're like the mediating. I like to call it the spiritual court. So, I mean, our ancestors, I do egg cleanses and they just never fail to amaze me. Like one thing about my ancestors, baby, they're going to peek up in them little eggs, okay? And the angels. And so I think it's also about that. I honestly don't understand why. Well, we got to think about it from a cultural context. Like the Bible was written by these white men in Rome. And so, of course, they're going to demonize ancestral veneration. I don't think it's I also love the moon. I'm a huge moon lover, and she loves me back, and she does. And every candle, Janelle will show, every candle I make makes the moon. Even my wick, my candle knew that I was on my period and made a little crescent. So, and I got 5 Saturn placements. One of my guides is a Capricorn, so I really feel bad for whoever crosses me, and I'm gonna just say that. So anyway, move forward. Woo! Yes, Lord, honey.
As we all know by now, Ashley is like very deep into astrology. That's like her like go-to occult studies. So what other occult studies are you both interested in? And like for me, it's numerology, but what about you two?
Y'all get your chart, get your numerology reading from Kiana. I did not know like I was a life path 11. So I was just like,
that's a master number, by the way.
Master number.
Oh, she will tell you. She can't wait to tell you that she's a master number, how rare she is. Go off.
I'm a rare breed, period.
Yeah,
yes,
my life path number is 8. So, you know, in my life, like entrepreneur, you know, CEO kind of thing, which is kind of interesting because I am a part-time entrepreneur now. So
what's your soul number?
My soul number is 7.
Okay, my soul number is 6. I like to incorporate numerology into my readings, actually.
Oh, really?
So yes, I offer angel number readings. And then like if somebody texts me, for example, at 3:16, I'm like, oh my God, that's Pisces season. And then I'll be like 3 + 1 is 4 + 6 is 10.
I'm gonna leave my bestie's birthday out of this. Thank you.
And then shut up. And then I just break it.
My birthday's 3/13. So
okay. So yeah, I want to throw in mediumship. Astrology is super cool, but I think it's just super, I love and hate being a medium. Like it's nice being able to like be the middle person for like the living person that misses their loved one, but the thing that I don't like about it is I don't like predicting death. I hate that. Like one of my very best friends, I like predicted that her mom was going to pass before her birthday, and she did, and it was very devastating. So I don't like stuff like that. That's the only thing I hate about being a medium. But I have to say, mediumship, tarot, oracle, any type of divination. I want to get into reading runes. I think that's cool, and reading like tea leaves. So you're
nice. You're hitting on like all the major points. Yeah. One of my closest friends, who's also a photographer, she's very deep into like tarot and oracle reading. She loves it. Like she's always send me pictures like all the like books and like tarot cards that she bought. It's like, okay, you know, that's nice. But she's heavily into it. You know, I haven't really been pulled to do like tarot, oracle. I think numerology is my biggest one, probably because I have this weird fascination with numbers, and I've been not dealing with but like seeing angel numbers for like the past 2.5, almost 3 years now. Like I see them all the time. I've been seeing them very frequently here lately. A lot of 1s, a lot of 4s, quite a few 8s too, for whatever reason.
So 8 talks about financial abundance. So you're seeing like that. Your angels were letting you know.
Spirit, if y'all want to send me some 8.
Right, 888 means abundance, honey. So that's why you've been seeing that. Angel numbers. I hate spiritual TikTok, y'all. There's a lot of misinformation. So when you see,
I'll stay away from it.
Yes, please do. When you see angel numbers, it can be a good thing. They've been glamorized, but sometimes angel numbers are warnings. And so that's why I actually started offering angel number readings, because like it's not good if you're seeing angel numbers like more than 5 times a day. That is not a good thing. That means you're not understanding the assignment. So
yeah, I just think spiritual TikTok overall, I think for me it's kind of weird, and like basically like how they go about making like the content and whatnot. It's a little much for me. So I have to stay away from it completely.
I don't even have TikTok. I feel like I'm too old to be on TikTok. So I haven't even embraced TikTok. So I have no idea what spiritual TikTok involves.
Spiritual TikTok is just a bunch of white girls culturally appropriating Black and brown spiritual practices. It's misinformation.
So I'm not missing anything. Okay.
No, they'll hold up. They'll be like, oh my God, it's the devil card. He's in love with you. Oh my God, guys, I usually don't do this, but he's coming back tomorrow. He's coming back tomorrow. And I'm like
cringe. Secondhand embarrassment. Cringe.
It is cringe. They're always jumping and doing the most. Guys, my guides woke me up. He loves you. If your name starts with an A, he's going to call you tomorrow at 2:01 p.m. at 30 seconds in, honey. And I'm like, now you know you lying.
That don't even sound right.
And it's like a lot of people that come to me, they'll be like, oh, Kathy, why you texting me? Okay. They'll be like, well, the TikTok lady said this. I'm like, I don't care what no TikTok lady said, ho. I'm not no TikTok reader. I'm the real deal. Okay. One thing about me, my ancestors got hands. They even scratched me up to get a message because I guess I'd be hard-headed. I have really bad anxiety. I'll send you my birth chart. And they basically marked my arm up to be like, girl, relax, surrender. Your Pisces gonna swim up the creek. I said, I know that's right. But anyway. Yes, Lord, honey, say what you want to about them Pisces, but they can swim. Yes, Lord. Sorry. I have a Scorpio Mars. Can you tell?
Yeah, the Pisces here is gonna.
She clearly want to be a Pisces. She called herself a double Pisces earlier, and I just let it slide.
Oh yeah, in my past life, I was a double Pisces with a Libra rising. I do have 12th house placements though, so.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I have a lot of hidden enemies. People always like, why don't you show your face? Babe, I have 8th, 9th, and 12th house placements. People wake up that I don't even know I have beef with me. I don't know. So my Neptune is in the 12th house, which is the house of Pisces, and the ruler of Neptune. My Uranus is in the 12th house. So bitches always got a problem with me. And I just stay in my room. Like how you have a problem with a girl that is in her nightgown majority of the day, and don't talk to people. It don't be giving, but child, honey, that's why you stay strapped and spiritually protected.
You got no choice to these days.
Okay.
People crazy.
Get you a little evil eye thing, honey. Sprinkle some salt. Be fine. Y'all are laughing, but I mean,
I know you're serious.
That's why we laughing, because you're a mess.
I'm real quick to be like, return to sender. Return to sender, go on somewhere. Because let me tell you something. When I call on Dorothy, y'all better run. Honey, my ancestors.
Think about Ashley, she gonna call on them ancestors, honey.
And they
I know that's right.
I know that's right, honey. They's gonna be right there, baby. Yes, Lord. And you know what? Everybody always talks about if you have Capricorns. I'm not slandering.
You're not, because you're not.
Listen. All right. So everybody's like, oh my God, like Saturn doesn't play about who mistreats his kids. Saturn don't play with his own kids. So, and that's the thing that bothers me about astrology. Like they be like, oh, I mean, I'm not a Capricorn sun, but if someone has heavy, like a Cap sun or Aqua sun, they got to be careful how they treat people because they can get that karma back. It's not just who offends you. You can't offend people with those placements. And that's what I be telling people. And also another thing that spirituality has taught me is karmic cycles.
Pause.
Did you screenshot me?
No, it's about to end. You not read. Kiana has been communicating.
Okay, sorry.
You know, after 40 minutes,
the
meeting time's out, and you want to be chatty patty from Mount Narcissia.
I am not from Mount. I'm from Mount Chanelathia, child. But anyway, I digress. Okay, so you know, there's narcissists, and that's where I think they come from.
Okay. We can finish this off then. Yeah.
We're talking about karmic cycles. Yes, everything, like I feel the word karmic has been kind of demonized a little bit. Karmic doesn't have to be bad. There can be good karma, bad karma. We're often, I'm thinking of the tarot card, the world card. Like it's just like a big circle, and it really correlates with divine intervention. So if you're not, it's kind of like those prepaid minutes. If you're not done using up those minutes, they're not going to roll over. So you have to complete those karmic cycles and your lessons so you don't repeat them. Then that way, you know, the universe will bring in new lessons and new people for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think before I started diving deep into like, you know, karmic, you know, lessons and those sort of things, I kind of had like that that very linear perception of it, like karma, like being a bad thing. Like, no, like there is good karma, and that kind of blew my mind at first. But as I dove deeper into it, it's like, okay, I understand. I now understand like why it could be, that way as well. But this one is very great stuff, and it's something that I know for me, deep down, I know this is probably something I'm more destined and more inclined to do these days, rather than, my more like religious upbringing. And that's something that I've also been juggling with, especially living in an area that's very heavily religious. It is kind of tough to juggle it, but it's also very refreshing when you see other people, living, in their truth. It's like, hey, maybe, religion is not necessarily the path I want to go. Maybe I want to go the more spiritual path. And that's, okay too.
Because I mean, there literally is no right or wrong way. Because, on full moons, they're like, oh, you have to manifest, you have to do this. You don't have to do you don't have to do that if you don't want to. It's the best time to, but you don't have to. And I think that's what makes it more open-ended. And I love tarot because I've read for Muslims, I've read for Christians, Buddhists, atheists, and we don't have no beef because it's just their energy. And that's what I really like. Everybody gets along and it's just cool, just dope vibes.
So I guess like an overall kind of sense, I know like your business is getting off the ground, and I've been seeing you and like all the the customers that you've been getting, all the like great reviews that you've been getting. Where do you see or hopefully see your business going, this year?
Since I am a psychic, let me stop. Let's see. I started. Oh yeah, if y'all are on Twitter, follow my Twitter at Moody Baby Tarot, all one word, lowercase. And on IG, unfortunately, someone made a fake account, stole all my content. Mine does not have fitness stuff. Mine is at Moody Baby Tarot. The fake one has an underscore. So make sure you look out for that differentiation. And mine also has little highlights, so you'll be able to see the difference, just if y'all want to find me. Due to like Rona, I think I'm just going to continue doing my business at home. I also don't have a car right now, which is one of my goals that I want to work on for 2022. And I've been talking to folks in law school, and they're like, law school is not designed to be online. So I don't really feel like I have to be rushed because it's there whenever. It'll be there whenever. So I enjoy helping people from the comfort of my home. I don't have to see anyone. I don't have to listen to anyone. I see it taking off. Honestly, I've done readings for people in South Africa. I just keep expanding globally. So I really feel like it'll pick up, and hopefully maybe do some collaborations with some other Black or POC readers. That'll be cool.
That's amazing. And I think that's something that's so incredible about social media though. You still have like that global reach, and the fact that you're able to provide your services and use your gifts for people in other countries. And just from the comfort of your own home, you didn't have to go anywhere. I mean, that's nothing short of incredible.
Yeah, I even told my grandma I was psychic, y'all, because I just got tired of, like I said, I wanted to live more in my truth. She came to stay with me for a week, and I got tired of locking my door and just feeling like, oh my God, what if she sees me shuffling? Like, what, because she is 74, she's a baby boomer. And she's an Aquarius. She actually was really chill about it.
Wow.
She said, why didn't you tell me sooner? And I said, because last year you saw me watching the tarot video and you freaked out. She claimed her excuse was the girl looked creepy. I'm gonna dismiss that. But yeah, she was like, I hear things too. I just don't call it psychic. I said, girl, what? And she was like, I said, yeah. So I said, that's clairaudience. I said, Black folks, oh my God, I had dreamed about a fish, somebody pregnant. Well, stuff like that. I said, grandma, that's what that is. That's all it is. And so she was very supportive, but she's like, I know you didn't go to college just to read cards. I said, Alice, come on now. But I think I want to close on this note. Your life is not a conference call. It's not a three-way call. It's a direct line from you and the Most High. It's not meant to be understood by me, meant to be understood by me. It's just not it can be what's for you is for you, and it does not have to be invalidated, and you are at the right spot, and y'all are doing a great job. So just keep up the good work.
Yeah, you're where you need to be is exactly where you need to be in the moment. And don't lose
Just let
sight
it
of
go.
that.
This is so fun.
I know. I'm very happy to be doing, podcasts and all that good stuff again. I've missed it very much, but now I'm settled into a space where I can finally get back to doing it again. I'm going to keep doing it. So, and this is my first podcast of the year. And
yeah, y'all, I'm excited to ring in a new year. Oh yeah, happy new year. Happy birthdays to all the Aquariuses out there. Yeah. Speaking of astrology, we went the whole thing without saying it. My Lord. But yeah, happy to be back. It's like my second little virtual home. I haven't used Zoom since graduating. So I was like, oh God, do I still know what to do? So this was cool.
I think the last time you used Zoom was with me, right? Or with someone else, right?
Yeah, actually, yeah, it was with you. Yeah, because dang, yeah, I've not used Zoom in a long time.
Wow, that's crazy when you think about it. But yeah, it's been great talking.
333, y'all.
Yeah,
that's so crazy. That means mind, body, and soul alignment. So
yes, we are.
I have to do some readings. So
yeah, and it's been great speaking with you again. Keep
thank
up.
you for having me.
Yeah, keep up the great work. I'm proud of you, and it was great to meet Janelle earlier as well. And yeah, let's just keep pushing forward.
Yes, forward movement. I love that. All right, y'all. Well, y'all be safe and
Please be safe and stay warm
please
too.
be safe. Wear your mask, wash your hands. Period.
Thank you. All right,
y'all.
Bye.
Take care.